Listen to this track, bitch.
Hey, yeah. And like that, we back. Beauty and the Beats. I'm here with my host, doing the most.
You already know it's Jessica down in the building. Beauty and the Beats, we back for another one.
Hey, what's happening?
Nothing much. Trying to stay dry.
Yeah.
Because it's raining and ugly outside.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to put on bright colors.
I love
today.
these type of days, though. For
I
some
do
reason,
too.
man. Be like them hustler, get to it days, you know what I'm saying? Trapping. They
Police
can't-
be all in and stuff. They don't be outside.
Incognito, you know. You get away with the riding and smoking, man.
Yes, sir. I love it. Gloomy
You know what I'm
days.
saying?
I love any days.
Traffic was crazy though. It's
always crazy.
Yeah, but it was extra crazy. Like we like 5-10
People
miles per
panic
hour.
in the weather, so I just have to skirt around them
Yeah,
and keep it moving.
yeah. Keep it Memphis.
Keep it Memphis all day.
Already, man. We got some new music, goddamn.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Come on, man.
Produced by the one and only Drumma Boy,
Oh man,
the
this
most.
this something special right here though. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's like we ain't never had one. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's been a long time coming. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this.
And we got a
one-
few, but this the one that you was like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now the other one gonna go crazy too. Welcome to my city.
yeah,
That's
oh
gonna
yeah,
that's gonna you know what I'm saying? That's gonna be crazy too. But I'm talking about, man, this do the most is, man, I'm talking about everybody
They
asking
always
for
say
it.
I do the most anyway, so it's perfect.
Yeah, they talking about DJ. Hey man, give me that. Can I get the instrumental? Can I get the instrumental?
Wait till re-release it. Tell your favorite rappers wait.
For
They
sure.
finna be remixing my song.
Yeah. For sure, man. We got a very special individual in the house today, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we're excited.
My brother from another mother, man. Big homie, Big Zak, big dog.
In the building.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, no, I can't take my boy. I can't take my boy intro like that.
Hey man, come on, man. It just feel good,
It
man.
just
when-
feels so
yeah.
good. Y'all ought to try it, man. You should try it right now.
On the count of 3, let me hear you say,
Everybody-
hey, yeah,
boy,
boy.
that shit, man. Try that Drumma Boy swag, man.
Welcome to Beauty and the Beat.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Come on, man. Big Zak, this like family reunion.
Yes,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? My first days coming in the noontime. You was one of the first faces I seen amongst Squeak,
Fresh off the
Polo.
highway. That boy was getting off the highway, pulling right up to the stool.
Yeah, come
You know
on,
what I'm
fresh
saying?
out, man. Jazz in there,
Yes.
man.
Oh,
Jonte in
Lord.
one room.
Yes, man.
Man, I'm talking about Donnie Scants over here, man. It was so many classic individuals, man. You know what I'm saying? Big Zak be always in there, man.
I was
Just
bouncing
the
around.
energy.
I was bouncing around. I was SpongeBob. I was the young homie soaking up all the game. And
that's
you know,
right.
till it was my turn. You
Bro,
know what I'm
everybody
saying?
would come to you, bro. Everybody would come to you for the energy, man. How did you become the energy?
That shit crazy, man. But I mean, I didn't realize I was the energy though. You know what I'm saying? Until I switched gears. You know what I'm saying? But when I was in it, I was just like who I was. You know, I was just living it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, just omitting that radiance at all times on a high level. It just, it just requires you to be authentically yourself. You can't, and then you got to replenish yourself too. So, that's kind of like the phase I'm in now, where it's like replenishing, you know what I'm saying? From all them years of just going hard, nonstop, you know? And, just being a youngster from Atlanta, man, Atlanta just was different growing up, man. You know what I'm saying? The 90s, in the 80s and the 90s,
Yeah.
it's like, man, everybody was stars. You know what I'm saying? You had stars on every street. You know what I'm saying? Now that I look back at it,
Yeah.
you know,
But you probably didn't realize it when it was going on.
nah, it was just normal.
So you born and raised in Atlanta.
Yeah, I moved here at 2 years old. I had my
Okay.
second birthday here. You know what I'm saying? But I was born in Florida, and we came in. My mama, you know, she had to come get her school situation together. My grandma held me down. As soon as she couldn't be away from me too long. So it took her about a year to get it together, you know what I'm saying? And my stepdaddy swooped my mom, her young ass, off her feet. And you know what I'm saying? He had the bag. And he was like, come on, go get your son. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the rest was history. It was in the SWATs.
Yeah.
He owned all the barbershops. You know what I'm saying? He was starting his empire.
Yeah.
You know, he ended up with like five, six beauty and barbershops. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I was protected, but at the same time had the access. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I get to see it. Because, you know, especially when you got the barbershop, all the top, every entrepreneurs, businessmen, you know what I'm saying? They kids, they cousins, nephews. I'm seeing everybody. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it was with Insane Wayne, man. R.I.P. Dynasty One, Nigga's son.
Man, rest in
all
peace.
All the top barbershops.
Yes, that's man. Your brother was my brother, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Too. Yeah. My dog.
Yeah.
And you know that's like my first time I met Drum. I remember, you know what I'm saying, him pulling up to the studio. And when I found out y'all were brothers, it fucked me up, man. I'm like, how y'all niggas brothers? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I knew y'all, you know what I'm saying, just like individually.
Yeah.
And you know, I started seeing the difference though, because they you know, as far as when I met y'all weren't like producing together. You was always individual. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And but in support of each other, you know what I'm saying? But
absolutely.
It was a dope. It's kind of like you know, how we seeing, like we watching BMF right now, Power. You know what I'm saying? You seeing how you know what I'm saying? How everybody got their vision, but you know, they bring it together, but they all got their own lanes, own individualness.
Yeah.
That was Drumma and Insane. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. But one thing I remember though is that hunger, boy. You had that eye. Yeah, you were like, you could tell, like, boy, I said, boy, that's a nigga to watch right there. He gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And them beats was hard.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He been hard now. He been hard for a long time.
Man, come on, man.
He been coming with
It's something about Memphis though. Like I always connect with people from Memphis. Like I'm telling you, like think about it. Jazzy became my best friend, right?
Crazy Jazzy.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So when I was in that barbershop, I'm just gonna fast forward to just say like a teenage level. So I'm like 18 or something like that is when I met Jazzy. 18, 19 at the most, right? Yeah, because I just had my little boy. So I probably like 19. And this when I first got exposed to like music as a profession. We was listening to it, but you seeing this shit pull up on your doorstep like, these niggas are really going in the studio. You know what I'm saying? This ain't just outcasts who got on with LaFace or... Right. You know, because when LaFace came here and we just really took off, they just kind of seemed like somebody who go to the NBA or something. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody in the Olympics. Like you know what I'm saying? It's just that's just them. You know, they were just born like that. You know what I'm saying? They just the lucky ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you start seeing happen with major labels. When you start seeing the independent route with cats like MC Breed pulling up, Too Short. You know what I'm saying? you know what I'm saying? Just different cats. And then DOC was out here. You started to see like, oh, they ain't that big, but they still stars, and they doing this shit a different way. You know what I'm saying? So when I had a homie by the name of Kool Ace who worked for my daddy in the barbershop. Y'all know Kool Ace?
I don't know.
I know Kool Ace.
Pimping ass Kool Ace, right? But at the time, Kool Ace was in the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
So, you know, I got fond memories when we skipped school when the Braves were when had a parade. I hope this is a good time to tell this story because we need y'all to pull it off, bravos. You know what I'm saying? But I never forget. We was at a parade downtown. I seen Kool Ace. I seen him his name was Brother Brian X, and he was marching and leading like 100-some Muslims, right? And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is my big bro who work in my daddy's shop. But, you know, and he suited up. He got on big block gators. He was just sharp, you know, and in some kind of way, so his leadership in that space, all eyes was on him, but he still had the streets in him, right? And his childhood sweetheart, he ended up getting her pregnant out of wedlock, and they demoted him, and something triggered it, and then next thing I know, this nigga was a pimp.
Dang.
Like, you know what I'm saying, a hustling ass pimp. So I mean, seriously,
that's crazy.
So he was getting, so he had he had the D game, and he had the streets, and he was some kind of way pimping. You know what I'm saying? So all this energy going on, and I'm the youngster just getting off the porch, 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? And so my pop seen me like doing something that he couldn't guide. So he told Kool Ace, I found this out later. He told Kool Ace, take care of my boy, make sure he's straight. You know what I'm saying? And he started bringing me around. So this nigga would literally have a limo 4 or 5 days a week. So we'd be in the limo, going out to MC Breed house, pulling up the Curtis Mayfield studio, and he booking studio time over there. Then he did a little mixtape album, right? And we was you know, we ended up being in the studio, hitting MC Breed career. He trying to get in, you know, understand music, moving around with him. And then I just end up meeting all these cats in music. So when I end up meeting Jazzy, me and Jazzy end up clicking out of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know what I'm saying, a little tougher. Jazzy left MC Breed, live in Kennesaw. Jazzy left Kennesaw, came all the way to the west side to hang out with me and Kool Ace. And so we had a spot called the Ice Box. 24/7, round the clock. That's what it was called, the Ice Box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, and Kool Ace called it the Maca Thermostatic Zone. So he was a pimp rap like your homie from Cali.
Yeah.
He was on that shit. So back to my Memphis connection, me and Jazzy end up hooking up, like just really being partners, and him just like every time he had something going on, he would only call me to move around with him. So when the Draper and when the Tila thing happened with Tony Draper, you know what I'm saying? Jazzy was leaving from the spot. He ended up staying at the house, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, doing his beats and shit. Like, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is a true story, right? When he get that call from Tila, they, you know what I'm saying, shoot up to Memphis, come back with this song. By then, we getting a little money. You know what I'm saying? So come back with the song. And I heard Show Enough and Tired of Ballin'. He did 2 songs for Tila.
Yeah.
Tired of Ballin' and Show Enough.
So tired of balling.
And I was like, I was thinking to myself, damn, am I biased? Cause these motherfuckers jamming. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, maybe I'm biased because it's my
you had
partner.
that ear early.
You know what I'm saying? And so then he ended up doing the video in Atlanta. Come to Atlanta to do the video. So I get to meet, so I get to meet Tila, and I get to meet Ball and G. All in one time, just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Straight Memphis.
And straight the whole, you know what I'm saying, heart of Memphis, you know what I'm saying, in one walk, you know, so, and we all became family, you know what I'm saying, just from the atmosphere of what we created. So it's like, it was crazy, man, but the authenticity has always been there. So I realized I ain't have to be nobody other than myself. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's, once I got confident in that space, I just, you know what I'm saying, that was the energy. You know what I'm saying? That was that energy that, you know what I'm saying, just kept going. So it went from MC Breed through Jazzy and through Kool Ace, I'm sorry. And then through Kool Ace, I met Jazzy, MC Breed. Then MC Breed introduced me to Too Short. Too Short introduced me to everybody in the Bay, Richard Rich, all them niggas up there, 40, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you start to make them connections, and then you in them circles in them spaces, and it just grows. You know what I'm saying? Then here and there you add an input, but you can't soak up, you can't be around that kind of game and it not get on you, you know, not elevate you. You know what I'm saying? And then cause I know I'm not a rapper, you know what I'm saying? But I know I got some good input and ideas.
Bars and hooks and
just, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't realize I was you know, this was ghostwriting. You know, these
basically,
ideas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you tell me something, and you tell me like, you know, you tell me something like no hands, you know, and you say that, and then I find, and you might have a little melody, and you like something, but you just play all the time. You're really writing. Yeah. If you're around a rapper, he gonna go say your shit, and you're not gonna get your publishing. And that's usually what happened. But because I was around, I befriended the right people, you know what I'm saying, in the right situations, I always was taken care of. Back to that protection, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, it was like that protection, you know what I'm saying? So when you have that covering and that guidance, you're gonna always, it saves you some heartbreak, you know what I'm saying? You'll eventually figure it out, but it saves you some heartbreak for sure.
Yeah. Nah, that makes sense.
That make a lot of sense. So that's really what got you into music, was starting off at the barbershop with Kool Ace.
Yup.
Jazzy,
Real stories.
and then just realizing that you had a little sauce.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man. I'm
Yeah.
talking about everybody be like, man, where's that? Hey, you seen Zach? Jazzy come out there, man. You seen Zach? You know what I'm saying, man? I'm talking about just in there coming up with something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just dropping some background vocals or the behind the scene. We should take these. Oh, you was one of the first person I seen screw some vocals. You know what I mean? Like, how we gonna pitch this down and make this down there? It'd be like, big dog, big dog, yeah.
So that you know where Ball and G ended up moving to, and Tony Draper,
Houston.
Suave House. They ended up moving to Houston.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, through me being out there, Suave House. You know what I'm saying, I got a crime boss, and you know what I'm saying, you know, Thug and Bun and Ball. You know what I'm saying, like that all came from that. Country Cousins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Country Cousins, you know, so I got the whole M. You know, whenever we go out to Houston, that boy Ball come pick us up. We go hang out, do what niggas do. You know what I'm saying?
It's something about them pimp cities, man. Oakland, Memphis, Houston, Chicago, Detroit.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's that culture, man. It's that culture, man. And we just figured out, we just made it our own. You know what I'm saying? So everything we did, we just kept elevating it, just like with clothing. You know what I'm saying? Just like with fashion, like, you know, look how far we come.
Yeah.
These pants, I was thinking the other day, like, damn, man, we used to have them baggy pants, man. I never thought some shit be touching my leg like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But we evolved into it. The whole, you remember the verse Jay-Z had, can't wear skinny pants because my knots don't fit. Yeah. That was a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, look at us.
Everybody wearing them.
Yeah.
Knots and all.
They got the stretch and them knots fit up in there.
They fit, them knots fit up in there now. Boy, you a target now, them motherfuckers. Boy, you got something. Like, oh boy, he got a little 10-pack on him.
Money. But when you say, like, it wasn't just rap with you, because you done stuff with Fantasia, Sierra. So
yeah, that came about eventually though. Like,
eventually, but you wouldn't just say it's just rap for you. You kind of all around.
Yeah, we did evolve. So, so Drum told me, like, man, let's talk about the journey. And I was like, I gotta be mindful when I'm talking about the journey to take a break, so I don't just dominate this shit, because it's really
this what you here for.
Oh, well, shit. Well, jump in when you need to, because I'm about to take y'all on the ride. All right. So let's talk. So from Tony Draper and Suave House and Jazzy Faye and Tila, right? That whole journey right there. That's when it really got real. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I saw another outlet from the barbershop. So the barbershop, Campbellton Road, me being in the heart of Atlanta, gave me my real credentials in Atlanta as a native, you know what I'm saying, here in the city. You know, I made my bones here in the city, you know, being creative entrepreneur. So I dabbled a little bit. But when I saw the music thing, I had an outlet. Who ain't gonna go to the VMA Awards? Who ain't gonna go to the Soul Train Awards in LA? You know what I'm saying? So once you see that, it fuck you up. Who ain't gonna go to How Can I Be Down in Jamaica? If you can, you know what I'm saying? Authentically. And know some folks, you know what I'm saying? So from that, just that exposure right there, you know, Jazzy got on with when Jazzy got his hit, he got on with a production company called Noontime.
Okay.
And Noontime is like a legendary production company that was heavy in the 90s. That dominated the 90s and the 2000s, right? And they had they just picked stars. And they got a big production budget, and then they end up just giving producers, like, you know, up and coming producers, they give them an advance, you know, a production deal, give them a monthly, you know what I'm saying, make sure they good. You know, usually nigga had a little car incentive, you know what I'm saying? And the executive team was Noonie Lee, Chris Hicks, Ryan Glover, and Terry Ross. And then two of the kind of honorary members was Shakir Stewart and Kenny Burns.
Oh, okay, Kenny Burns.
So
host the parties and stuff.
Yeah. So this the collective. And you got DC and you got Oakland. They went, Ryan Glover and Chris Hicks went to Howard. Noonie was the hustler, right? Noonie had the bag. Noonie was coming out here you know, he got a legendary story, right? But low key though. And I always noticed him back to the barbershop. The connection with the owner of Noontime, he used to get his hair cut by one of my dad's other employees because my dad had all the star barbers in there. So my boy Thorell, shout out Thorell. But what I noticed about Noon was Thorell used to have 10 customers waiting at all times. They would just replenish. He'd be like, how many you got? It might have 12. You know what I'm saying? But Noon, this dude would pull up in a Honda Accord, and everybody didn't have cell phones, but he would sit outside back then with the little flip. When the flips was hitting, he'd pull up, call in. How many you got? I got 12. All right, I'm paying for all their cuts. You know what I'm saying? Can I get in next? And he'll ask everybody, hey, one of my guys, I'm gonna do your cut for free, or I'm gonna do your cut for half off. And then he'll get Noon in, Noon to pay him for everybody cut. And I saw that shit, and I started watching him. And then he ended up hooking up one of the guys he was hustling with, also worked for my daddy. Rest in peace, Toot, Tremel Morgan, right? Tremel Morgan is T.I. cousin Toot, who put him with DJ Toon. You know what I'm saying? So this is the 1 degree of separation that I have. And when I meet Noon again full circle, because last time he seen me, I was 15, 16 years old. I meet him 5, 6 years later. Now, me and Jazzy partners, and he like noticing what it is I bring to, he noticing the energy and the quality of our relationship, how it pertains to creativity, our working relationship.
Right.
Because Jazzy produces all day. Even when he playing, he's always working. You know what I'm saying?
And singing.
And singing and concepts.
It's so fun.
And so when you say where's Zach at, it's because like our we had a successful atmosphere. It's like he could trust it. He didn't know. It got to a point where he became codependent on each other for creativity. You know what I'm saying? Because then we got that in sync. You know what I'm saying? So, but we end up Noontime end up being the platform, and so I end up signing you know, like a minor deal with Noontime. Jazzy was all the way connected, and then I end up going to jail. Right, I got a transporting charge.
What you go to jail
for some weed? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
what they call this shit? I was on the plane. What they call it when you transport? Traffic, whatever it was, some weed shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that crazy, but I had to do 2 years, right? So at 24, I ended up, 24, I ended up getting locked up, and I came home at 26, right? And so when I came home, Jazzy was on fire. He was
you still talking to him while you was locked up?
Yeah, but not like, I wasn't leaning, you know what I'm saying? Because I just wanted to, this is my thing I was doing outside of that. So I just never bought it. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to get through it. You know,
stand on this shit.
Stand on this shit. I'd be home. I know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I ain't lean on my people. I just rocked out. And I did my time in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Them niggas still know me as ATL. But you out of town, wherever you from, that's your name. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, mate?
Yeah, so when I came home though, my boy was on fire. He done hooked up with Cash Money. And he did a 30-song deal with them for $1 million. And then he had so he was a legit millionaire. Then he did 2 songs for Tupac Mama. She gave that nigga in exchange for the 2 beats, she gives him $100,000 and some BMW. So when I come home, he already had an Escalade and some other shit. So now he got 2 super exotic kind of cars. This we talking about the 90, 97, some shit like that, 98, something like that, right?
Then Pac probably drove that junk too. You know what I'm saying?
But
something to that whip,
bro. You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro. We on fire in the city. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My face card is double platinum, and now we got the sauce with it. You know what I'm saying? And we got the legit backing with Noontime. We in. You know what I'm saying? So now we in the studio all day. I did make a pit stop. I was gonna try some different things. I wasn't really just locked in the music. I was gonna I was just gonna work my way back in if it made sense. So, and then I had a son on the way. So it took me a minute. It took me about 6 months. But what changed it for me was we had Dallas Austin studio, and Jazz was like, yo, I'm gonna start coming to get you, because I was going to fashion school. I was gonna get into designing.
Okay.
And I remember one day, it was, I ain't had to go to school or something. I went to school up here by Barter College in Phillips Plaza in the basement. I don't think they still there. But he was like, hey man, start coming to the studio, hang out with me. So I was in there and I started just hearing that shit was still on me. And I was like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I started wanting to be back in the studios. But it threw me off because now I'm holding late nights going to school in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a 26-year-old nigga. It's a lot of 19, 20, 21 people. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I was the older, more seasoned guy in school. And I'm coming in there with mink coats on, literally. And, cats giving me diamonds and stuff when I come home. You know what I'm saying? It was just different. You know what I'm saying? But I was determined to finish it because I wanted to have my own lane. Life realer than a mug. You know what I'm saying? Got 2 boys now. And I was just like, man, I got time. It got to make sense. And then one day, we at Dallas Austin studio. And Noonie says to me, he's like, Zach, man, we end up going to eat. And Noonie come to me and he say, Zach, look, I need you with Jazzy all the time. I'm like, what you mean? I said, bro, I'm working. He said, tell me what you need. I said, bro, I'm just getting back on my feet. I need everything right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm trying to talk him out of what he telling me, because you know what I'm saying? When you focus. Yeah. And I ain't asked for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? The game chose me. You know what I'm saying? So it got to the point where it was like, I got a stipend. I got a 2000. By this time it was I guess it was a 2000. What was it? 02 Rover or some shit. I had some new $150,000 Rover.
Okay.
He giving me I'm getting a check. You know what I'm saying? A monthly check. I can start there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's more than enough to start.
I can start there. So it's like life just changed like that. And then now it became a job, and that's when it became really real.
Mm-hmm.
And so before I got a publishing check or anything, that's how, just him being Jazzy's manager, understanding what makes Jazzy move and makes him more productive, and him knowing where we can go with it.
Mm-hmm.
So then they find Sierra. And they find Sierra. She's not the Sierra everybody knows. She's the little young girl they trying to figure out how to break her. L.A. Reid believed in her. He saw her talent, and he was like, look, I want to do the deal, but they did not have a record on it. Mm-hmm. And she went to, Jazzy submitted everything he had. He still didn't have a one yet. They sent him with Lil Jon, right? Just doing crunk music and all that, right? Mm-hmm. Sent him with Lil Jon to Miami. She came back with a record. Sean Garrett. They spent a lot of money on the trip.
I mean Sean, yeah.
Yeah, he was on fire, the biggest writer at the time. Mm-hmm. And they wrote the song, the single, and the song is what's now known as Goodies, was called something else, but it was something like Cookies or something. But Lil Jon was like, this shit sound like a reject milkshake that Khalees had.
Khalees song.
Because that was big at the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, man, we ain't naming no more desserts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was so close. You know how something be so close, but it ain't just there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was with Goodies. And I was a fly on the wall. I was in the room. Success is an atmosphere, right? I'm in the room and I see the opportunity and I hear it in my head. So the hook was different. It started different. And I knew, I said, if I can make this tweak on this hook, I can tell Jazzy and she at least would hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I started hearing it. You know what I'm saying? It just came to me. Oh my God. And I had the melody, but I didn't know what to call it. And then I was like, what do I call this shit? Because I got one shot to make this really powerful. And I'm like, what do I call it? And I'm looking at her, she's 17 years old. And I'm like, and all these dudes, you know what I'm saying, grown dudes was hollering at her. So we was kind of protecting her, like big bros, like keeping her from like, nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Chill, man. Like big guys, Chingy, and everybody that saw her reacted to her. Let me just say that. And they'd be asking about her. But I was like, it reminded me of like you can't do that. Like it reminded me of the Goodies, kind of sweet, innocent, you know, this thing. And so I said Goodies, and it clicked. And I was like, I bet you want my goodies. And if you thought about it, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what I'm saying?
What you thought about it?
You know what I'm saying? And so, and then, but look, the goodies stay in the jar though, right? So I was like, and I told Jazzy, and he was like, ooh. And he says, and then I went back and sat down. I told him twice, you know, the music playing, we listened to it, and I said it quick. And then he's like, Sierra, what you think about this? And he told her. And then she was like, oh, I like it. And then he kind of had it, but he ain't have it. He just had the melody. And then he said the goodies, the right part. And he was like, Zach, how it went? And then I told him again, and then she went and laid it. 2 weeks later, they flying in, the whole team, I think Benny Boom and them, to come do the video. Jeezy, we had just got Jeezy, right? Another story. And of course, Sierra took off. She named the album Goodies. That's how I got my first big publishing check. Like outside of Noontime, I got my first big publishing check, like with Warner Chappell, right? Chris Hicks had broke over
just
and went
for
to
that little bit of input.
That little bit of input, and look. So I have single digit percentage on this song. The single digit percentage has got me more than any other individual record I've ever done. You know what I'm saying? And I've done a lot of good ones. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a testament to, you know,
how big that record
big that record is, and how you got to know how to play the numbers game. You know what I'm saying? Don't everybody want to always be greedy and go
100%. I need 50.
No, percent.
Just give me a little something.
You
I'll
3.
make it work.
You a 5% and buy you a house.
Yeah, get you some points. So, you know, success is an atmosphere. That's what we're gonna call this, right? So this is the atmosphere. This is now showing up from Noontime, right? And so, and I probably left that out where Noontime dissolved. Ryan went and started his clothing line with Kenny Burns called Ryan Kenny, right? Chris Hicks and Ryan also got into television. Chris Hicks went with Warner Chappell and was managing Usher and Mary J. Blige, and you know what I'm saying? And then Noonie and Jazzy, since Jazzy was Noonie's guy, they went and started Showing Up Records. And Noonie bought me in as, you know, like a third partner on Showing Up, right? So I was the minority partner on Showing Up. So Jazzy has this rapper that somebody bought to him, and he's like, yo, this nigga want to buy some beats. You know what I'm saying? Street nigga got a bunch of money.
Jeezy.
And ended up being Jeezy, right?
That's my favorite rapper.
So I meet straight up. So I meet Jeezy and Coach in the same day.
Okay.
Right? And King. You know what I'm saying? They pull up in a black 745. You know, you getting money, you got that 745, right?
Yeah, that was my car too.
That spaceship.
Well, I had a 750.
You know, yeah. So and it might have been the 750 days, but I think that one was the last like 745 day.
Yeah.
And so you know, he's like, hey man, you know, Jazz didn't really know too much about this type of street rap. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't make that call without me. So he want me there at the meeting. I'm there and I hear him and I'm like, oh my God, this is the craziest shit I done heard. It was crazy. Like his pocket, it was like
what did he let you hear? Like the first little album or something?
Yeah, this was stuff. It was like a demo.
Oh, stuff he hadn't even put out yet.
Yeah, I don't even think I ever even heard this out. You know what I'm saying? After we started working with him, that's how much he was working. He was just like doing, like he got so many songs. He got thousands of songs. And so, but it was the stuff he was saying. And so we ended up ASAP, you know, after I put the super stamp on it. And then,
so as soon as you heard Jeezy, you was like, this it.
We gotta have him.
Really?
We gotta have him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the hardest nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, like, and the T.I. was out at the time. This is the hardest nigga out. You know what I'm saying? And we know he actually getting money and doing what he say. And the way he's talking about it, you know he know.
Yes, could nobody put
you know,
it was
he
it
breaking
was
down
crazy.
numbers and everything.
Yeah, the way he did that.
Jeezy, boy.
And so then we got Block, who was also me and Block kind of was like in the same spaces. You know, Jazzy and Noonie were obviously the majority owners of Show Enough Records, right? Block was a part of Show Enough as well. But Block ended up, you know, he had to formulate his group. Block had bigger ambitions, right? So he formulated this group in his mind, this concept called Boys in the Hood. So this going on, all this going on at the same time. So they're managing. Now I done came in. I'm a silent partner. Block is, he's in the picture as well. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, but Block about to make his move. You know what I'm saying? I'm just coming in. So it's kind of like, this it's like Game of Thrones or something. It's crazy. But I told Block, I said, Block, he had this concept called Boys in the Hood, and he was gonna put T.I., Sean Paul from Young Bloods, Trick Daddy, and Ice Cube in the group. And it sounded amazing, but I had to tell him once I knew the game, I'm like, Block, you'll never get all them people to promote this album at the same time. The concept is amazing, but you need some people that gonna go on tour, promote, do all the shit, interviews. You know what I'm saying? These guys got individual careers. They sound good, but it's hard to put a group together unless these dudes can really commit to the group. And I don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? I said that's why they dragging their feet. You ain't getting Noontime, you ain't getting Noon and Show the Jazzy to respond to it because it's just like logistically it ain't flowing right. Why don't you use these cats we got right here? We just signed this dude Jeezy. We got Jody Breeze at that point. You know what I'm saying? And he had Big Gee was like Block's A&R. And then I was like, and you get your boy Duke, because that was Big Duke was the only artist Block really had that he was known for at the time, if I'm not mistaken. At that time, that's what I knew him for. And everybody knew Edge Hanger was that dude and it was waiting for him to blow up. And I said, you go get Big Gee. And he's like, man, Gee working a job now. I say, let me talk to him. This is real. So I had to talk to Gee. Duke. Gee. I'm sorry. I've been smoking. Look, I had to talk to Gee. Got Gee to come to the studio. But by the time Gee came to the studio, we had already did Boys in the Hood first song that Block had asked me to write a hook for. And he was like, he's like, I needed to be the song to bind these boys together. And he had a beat from Nitty. And I went in there, I heard it, and I came with it. And when I all I was thinking about was the girl Nonchalant, the old school rapper. She had that song, 5 o'clock in the morning, where you gonna be? Outside in the corner. You better get yourself together. Y'all remember that?
Yeah. Get yourself together.
I took that and I said, she was talking about her little brother. Boys in the Hood was her little brother. So I went into his mindset and I said, it's some boys in the hood sell anything for profit. 5 in the morning on the corner clock. And that was the dog whistle to that.
That was like one of their biggest songs.
And I say, yeah, we wrong, but that nigga try and stop it. And you can get it anywhere, anybody. Them boys got work. Them boys got.
Jody went in there and tore it up.
Jody killed that shit.
Yeah, he tore it up.
And then, but Jeezy, that's when Jeezy made his. That's when niggas knew Jeezy was the truth. Yeah. That boy said, if it's taking too long to lock up, bring it back.
He was short anyway.
So bring a stack.
I know every Jeezy line.
Listen, that single verse set his whole career up. You know what I'm saying? That's when that was like every street person from all around the US was like, who is this dude? So you had St. Louis, Detroit, all the real gutter cities, Houston, Oakland, the Bay, and he was going there picking up that bag, and BMF was in, obviously moving around.
Trap or die.
And Jeezy had kind of separated himself from BMF because BMF had put Bet the House on Blue Da Vinci. Jeezy wasn't gonna stand by, wait on that. He had his own bag. So he'd already been booking studio time, doing his own stuff anyway. And they ended up, after they did that deal, they ended up taking all the songs he was working on as a single and putting it out as a mixtape. But the mixtape was Streets Is Watching.
Streets Is Watching, okay.
That was the first one. And the mixtape was all original music. And that's when you had, Air Forces. Went from old school Chevys to top Porsches. Couldn't walk a mile off in my Air Forces. And you had a whole BMF movement that was fucking with him. That was his family. And that's all they were listening to.
And so, he was actually showing them around. Jeezy told me, man, he was showing them around. They was just in town. Jeezy was already familiar with all these clubs, popping in Magic City, popping in all these spots. So he just took them around. So it looked like he was
sign to them
BMF.
or yep.
When you walk in, you walking in with 150. You know what I'm saying? Deep.
Right. But I mean, honestly, man, anybody who was around BMF was BMF. You wanted to be BMF. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't something that, because they ain't let everybody just around them. You know what I'm saying? Cats who was around them was doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And, it's statute of limitations, so we can be honest about it. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, Young was rocking. You know what I'm saying? He was, like, all them cats that got caught up, music saved Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy would have been right there with him. And you still can't believe he slid out of that without any interaction with the feds. None. His name ain't tied up in no paperwork. He ain't never had to, because it's like music saved him, and it took off at the same time when they house was burning, because they did so much. So that music tied into all that, and it all happened within like a year and a half. So then, when dude got killed, the guy Wolf, and you know what I'm saying, shit was just, they were getting the wrong kind of attention. The billboard is up. It was just like, you know what I'm saying, it was coming. You know what I'm saying? And then when it happened, it became real, and it kept going. But back to that, I had written with Jeezy. I had written several songs with him. I was there part of when he got his deal. I was in the room running in the meeting. I'm the one running the CD. You know what I'm saying, with L.A. Reid and Shaquille Stewart. And I never forget, he played 3 songs for L.A. Reid, but we had a CD of 10 songs, and the 3 songs were big record songs. They weren't street songs.
Okay.
Jeezy wanted him to hear the the street songs, but he was like, let me get him with this first. But the plan was, I want you to hear my street shit. And we was like, L.A. Reid ain't interested in no street shit. He want to hear these records. After 3 songs, L.A. said, I want to do the deal. You can stop playing it. And he's like, no, you know what I'm saying? I got a few more. He's like, you sure you want me to hear some more? And it was like, I'm ready to do the deal. And he got $1 million deal. And he, L.A. put in his book that Jeezy didn't cash the check for a whole year. You read L.A. book, Sing to Me or something. I think it's what's called, Sing to Me. Yeah. He said Jeezy didn't cash the check for a whole year. So Jeezy went in on this album. And he started working on his album. Mixtape already going crazy. And then we did a couple records. One of my records made the album. Peace Up, A-Town Down, Bang Motherfucker Bang. Still play these records to this day. Them two records. When you hear Bang, when you go in the street club, you're gonna hear Bang and you're gonna hear Them Boys. You know what I'm saying? And then you go in a pop club, you're gonna hear Goodies. You know what I'm saying? But Show Enough ended up dissolving after, over some time. I went on to do, during that time after Jeezy, I went on to do Nelly, UGK, Slim Thug, 2 singles on Slim Thug. We had Lloyd Get It Shouty. And then, we kind of started seeing different, and I started doing my own thing, and then I ended up, just bouncing around. I rocked with different producers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I ended up rocking with Polo. He had artist Kerry Hilson. And it was same situation 4 years later.
Everybody know the energy, man. We need that energy in the room.
I need the energy too.
I got this album. We're working on Polo. So we got Kerry Hilson. We going crazy.
Man, that shit happened just like that.
And Polo was from the Noontime family with Jim Crow.
So. Yeah, Jim Crow, exactly. Again, you know what I'm saying?
In our circle.
And it's so crazy because all these cats, like, you knew them, y'all knew each other before the world knew. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I'm so big on local, because I'm like, I respect our community. I respect the local community, because that's where all the commodities, they come from there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and then we'll get to that mentality in a minute. But with Kerry Hilson, she had 3 singles. Timbaland and Polo was her executive producers. Jimmy Iovine believed in her. And he was, Polo was like, man, I need to get her something street. I need to get her something, like, she all pretty. I need to get her a regular dime piece of light. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She got taught.
I am the streets.
Yeah.
and so he called me. He was like, hey man, I need, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get in. And so he had this beat, man. I remember the beat was underproduced, and it was just like a skeleton of a beat. And I'm like, why would this nigga give me this beat like this? And I remember, I always write in my garage, and I was I was in my house, and I had and I remember my old lady, she was like, what you doing out here? I'm like, man, I'm trying to write this song. So she come hop in the truck with me. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm gonna have to tell them I got to pass on this one because I don't hear nothing. And she was like, no, but I kind of like it. And I said, really?
The girls like it, yeah.
Yeah, she told me that. And so it gave me, because I don't like to waste my time. That was another thing. As a writer, you got a decision where you want to put your energy into. You know what I'm saying? And I always try to get on beats that I can see the full picture. I ain't want to just write just to be right. That shit just wouldn't be fun. It's like, when you're a young dude and you fucking with girls just to be fucking with a girl. After some point, you gonna get to the point where you got some kind of, dignity to yourself. Like, if I don't like something about you.
Get old.
No, not even old. Just when you get seasoned a little, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying, but when I was 21, I was, you know what I'm saying, just out there, 25, out there. When you get 28, you like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta, this shit might get real. It might end up, we might end up having a child together. Like, I need to like more than, so that's how I looked at beats, you know what I'm saying, as a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And so, I'm very intentional with things I do, everything I do. But when this one particular beat, I was like, damn, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck with it. And then I'm like, I need to be in the studio with her though, because I need to see her and pull energy from her to write the song for her. And so we booked the time and we get in there, and then it came, you know what I'm saying? You fly as hell, swagger. You fly as hell, swagger right, brown skin popping. You know just how to talk to me, know just how I like it. You turning me on. But that was me seeing my reflection in her, and then just adding to it, fantasizing about me turning her on. What that would feel like. You know what I'm saying? Creating that energy, and I ran with it. And then it was like, but then she had to give that pitch because I can't sing, you know what I'm saying? But I know it when I hear it. So I was like, Carrie, I need that escalation. Give me that escalation. Yeah. And then she was like,
So she's a writer too, right?
She's a writer, absolutely, absolutely.
Look at him, he got to make the beat.
Yeah,
that was a good song too.
And so we laid it, but the beat still was naked. So fast forward, BMI Awards was in LA. Remember? It used to be in LA area. And the BMI Awards was at everybody used to stay at the W in Westwood. And so we out there, Polo hit me. He like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I just pulled up to the W. Where you at? Because that's where everybody in the Atlanta music industry used to stay at, right? When we be out there. He's like, I just pulled up. Like, come outside. I want you to see something. I want you to hear something. So came out, and I had my wife with me. We had just, hooked up. First LA trip together. And we hop in the car, and he like, and this shit came on. Please don't turn me on. And it was like, do, 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 do. And then, the same little beat. And that shit just had been produced.
Oh,
and
he
I was
got
like,
a hold to it.
Yeah, it was his beat, but he finished it.
He went and finished it. Okay,
around the vocals, but we had wrote the song.
So he he produced around what y'all had.
Yo, he gave me a frame. He gave me a skeleton, and then we wrote it, and then he produced it around it.
Yeah,
and then Lil Wayne came on that motherfucker. Yeah. I like to jumped out the car.
You didn't even know Lil Wayne was gonna be on there.
I didn't even know. We just did 2 verses, and I was like, "Fuck." You know
it's a beast too. He one of my favorites
go crazy.
too. Yeah.
Hey, Polo goddamn. Hey, Polo gonna pull one and goddamn make some shit happen. And he probably was smiling like, man, Polo. Honestly, bro, it's like he got them tendencies. He got them Dre tendencies because he'll give you a skeleton beat and then he studies. Polo is like a real study.
I wish I ain't never worked with
Polo. Like, you know what I mean? He will study your whole shit. You know what I mean? And like that whole thing that Dre will give you a skeleton beat and then you get the vocals back and then he'll like, you know what I mean? That's one thing I always would hear Squeak, my manager, like Squeak was over there Noontime, you know what I'm saying? He always say, man, never judge a song until it's
done.
Until it's done.
Yeah.
Cause you don't know what other,
You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm gonna add
Well,
this. I'm
little
gonna build
spice
the beat up.
Yeah.
I'ma
Shout
build
out
the-
Squeak. Shout out Squeak.
Yeah.
You know, it's my partner, man.
Yeah.
You know, and me and Squeak had a lot of, and then one person I left out was Jody Breeze. So Jody Breeze was that was my first project. You know what I'm saying, with Show Enough Records. You know what I'm saying. Sierra was that was my you know, that was my I guess my hit single, right? But you know, she just proved that I was a good investment. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Because
knew
you did the
the
1-2 step too.
No,
right?
I didn't do the 1-2 step. But
Oh, okay.
Goodies was, you know, the Goodies was the one.
Okay.
And 1-2 step was the 2. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So that was like the uppercut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just knock their ass on out of here.
Mhm.
But with Jody Breeze though, that's how we got our label deal. It was an imprint at first, but we didn't get Jody Breeze was how we got the label deal because you know, we actually took a new artist, a rap artist. We just, you know, you proving. Once you prove, you know, that you can make stars, that you can put you can A&R the stars, you can give them the right look, you know, the right concepts, put them with the right people to build the music, the success is the atmosphere. Once you prove that, then you know they want to do a joint venture with you.
Right.
And so, and that was like my second big check. So the, you know, shout out to the Capitol Records for, you know, that joint venture. You know what I'm saying? I got that.
Investing in the king.
Oh man,
I know
it
that's
was
right.
it was crazy. So,
Yeah.
but Jody Breeze, Squeak found him,
Yeah.
and they went down to Griffin, and he brought him back up, and he was a different type of rapper, and he sounded people comparing him to T.I. When I got with Jody Breeze, I taught him structure, I taught him pockets, I taught him swag. You know what I'm saying? I used to have to write for him for songs, not because he couldn't rap. You know what I'm saying? And he understood that and he trusted me. You know what I'm saying? Not because he couldn't rap. You know what I'm saying? Again, he could write his own shit.
Right.
But the big songs that we were going for, songs like Stay Fresh or, that song never blew up, but you know, Jody, you know this song. But you know what I'm saying, like these radio songs, he needed that pocket, that swag, that finesse on the mic versus I'm battle rapping or I'm showing you how hard I am. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And when we did that project and we got Jody's deal, it was like the rest was history. And Squeak was his manager, so Squeak saw how we locked in and everybody had a lot riding on Jody. You know what I'm saying?
And it, man, I feel like, man, if he had that opportunity to get those records, like, you know, I had to do the same thing with Rick Ross, where you got to every day I'm hustling, but okay, let's elevate you into a Here I Am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like where we tuxedo, white
Right.
tigers, white pianos, yachts.
like you did with No Hands for
Walker.
Yeah,
You know,
for
we
Walker,
hard in
yeah,
the paint.
exactly.
We know we hard, but okay, let's get some appealing to the women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And make them dance, make them shake that ass. Goddamn.
I ain't
you know
never
what I
had
mean?
to shake that ass, make them dance, freaky song.
Oh yeah, we gotta do one of
I
them.
never did
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
My shit be
No.
straight.
But
But
hey,
that
Erica
that
Banks
changes
killed
it.
them with that pop that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Pop that.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just ain't nothing that ever came out of me, you know.
Yeah.
you
But it's
do
a
definitely
producer.
have to
It's
have
kind of
that.
presented to you. That's
Presented
my
to you,
job
yeah.
to get on the beat, to get the right thing, and then be like, "Hey, Don, what you think about this?" And then you be like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
I might say, ooh.
But look, having that framework though really puts you in that position. You know what I'm saying? So drama, you know, he gonna come with the beat. He gonna come with the direction. You know, the best producers. If the best producers, the reason why they're so good and essential, they're not lucky, is that they're really artists themselves. They crafted this beat. So and they have so much experience being alone producing, and they have to really hype themselves into like where this could go.
Yeah.
So when they get with you and then they start to see what your flavor is and how you could pull this off and make it believable to the audience, to the listener, you know what I'm saying? Then if you trust them and give them that pocket, they gonna take you there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like when a pimp's in the crib, girl, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like that's for real.
Yeah.
That ain't Snoop. That's for real. That's his framework.
Yeah, but Snoop just was the artist.
Yeah, exactly. Once he got the pocket, he took it and he went on and rapped on it. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's a big song.
And it's
and
one
it
of
ain't
his
what we
biggest.
normally was used to hearing from Snoop.
And Pharrell was king on it because he come with the beautiful.
Come on.
I just want you to know.
He get it. He get it. And that's why the artistry, you know what I'm saying? The producers are really artists, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it ain't no two ways around it. They have to be.
Yep.
Successful producers are artists, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
man. But yeah, so, you know, the Carrie Hilson, the Lord Get It Shouted, and I was just like, you know, overweight than a motherfucker, man. I was big as hell, man. I had all this success in music. Started my life, you know what I'm saying, with my wife, and I just started like thinking different, you know what I'm saying? I hit 30.
But with all of that writing success, you didn't came up in the A, you didn't became a man, you didn't became successful, you know what I mean? You got hits on the wall, you got plaques, you know what I mean? How does Zak evolve from songwriter to business owner? To you know,
healthy
restaurant owner, you know what I'm saying? Owner of local Green Atlanta. Talk to me about that transition.
Yeah, it's that intentionality and it's that isolation. So once things we weren't seeing eye to eye with Show Enough, right? With the future of where we was going, you know what I'm saying? You know, I really had high expectations for where we were going, you know what I'm saying? But when it started going a different direction, you know, I just kind of stepped back and, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was moving as an independent person, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of like, I told you, you know what I'm saying? I told you when I had the Carrie Hilson hit, like, boom, you know, I'm doing this shit on my own. Boom, you know, Lord Get It Shouted, doing, you know what I'm saying? It's just different. Yeah. And then, you know, I did put out a mixtape. And then when I was like, man, I'm wasting my money in music. This ain't really, me being an artist ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? I just was looking for where I was going, you know, but first I had to take care of me, you know what I'm saying, the house, you know what I'm saying? And my love, my wife, you know, we started my family, you know what I'm saying, together. We got married. You know, I stepped out there, you know, in 2008, I got married, bro, because I wasn't having no more baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I ain't having no more baby mamas. I had 2 kids already, so when we conceived Roman, I was like, you know, I made my promise to God. Let's do it. You know what I'm saying?
So y'all just had an anniversary. How long y'all been married?
We hit 13 years.
Woo!
Yeah, 13.
I just hit 4. I got a long way to go.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Shout out, yes, for real.
That's a blessing.
We teenage lovers. We hit 13.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, once I made that commitment, like I had to answer to more than me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what started that piece. You know what I'm saying? So I had my own journey. I had sleep apnea. You know, we living that carte blanche lifestyle. You know, you up late, you drinking late. You know, I go to sleep at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. after I drop the kids off to school. That's when I go to sleep. You know, or you know, it was just a crazy ass life. I sleep for 6 hours, 5 hours, wake up. Guess what the first thing we do? Get dressed, figure out what we're gonna eat at, right? We lunch meetings and shit like that and then you at the studio by 6. And trust me, they pulling up with some bottles, some weed, and some food. It's just in that order. And then we back at the club to get a little energy, right? Bring that energy back to the studio, finish off what we started before we went to the club. You know what I'm saying? That was just a cycle.
A cycle, yeah.
You know, and that's a local cycle. That's not even when we out of town. You out of town is really crazy, right? Because you ain't nowhere in there did I say anything about balance and working out and taking care of myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so years and years of that, it caught up with me at 310 pounds. You know, hence the name Big Zak, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, man, this shit gotta be different. You know, it's something else I could do to just things I can control. And so I just went on this thing. I was like, man, if I can't do this, I never be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? I never just really have $1 million at one time if I can't have the mental discipline to change this around. And so I started working out excessively and, you know, just doing a lot of things. I ended up losing 70 pounds, right? And so I just like, you know, did the biggest shit ever. I was the best shape I had been in since I came home from jail, right? Yeah. But I did it from a free perspective, you know what I'm saying? And it was a choice. And I did it, you know what I'm saying? I did it the right way. You know, it wasn't no pain attached to it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, so it was a healthy transition. So but you know, slowly but surely over the next 4 years, I would gain like, you know, 5 pounds a year. You know, you think about how easy it is to gain 5 pounds a year. That's like half a pound a month. You know what I'm saying? You ain't really doing nothing you maintaining. But if you think about it, after 4 years, pick back up 25 pounds, and you back in that range, and you slip again, a little 10 pound here and there if you don't catch it and go on a quick turnaround.
And this with you working out.
But yeah, this with me working out. But guess what I realized, Drum?
It was eating.
It was what I was eating, and I was like, damn, this is why we can't get away from it. It got to be a better way, and so. Again, back to the transition. I was like, man, I'm finna go so I went to California, North California, and I thought that I was really going to research cannabis, legal cannabis, because I knew that market was coming. And so I spent some time out there working with a few artists, but really just like looking at it like, man, no, man, I need to find something else. You know what I'm saying? And so I was, as a byproduct of me being out there, I was exposed to their culture and how they eat, and the egg white culture, and the cantaloupe juice, and the cantaloupe juice, and the acai berry bowls. And then I started researching and seeing how that shit was affecting Black people. You know what I'm saying? Why people dying in their sleep, why people getting diabetes, having to stab themselves, why my brother ended up dying like during this time as well from diabetes complications, my younger brother. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing real life is hitting, I'm getting old, I'm thinking different, I'm breathing different. And I was like, no, man, I need to bring this back to the crib. And so when I came home, I was craving my lifestyle that I was eating in California, in the Bay Area. I was craving that here. And I was like, and I went to this, I started going to Kill Me Crazy. And they said, and I asked, and I said, yeah, you ever think about putting some on the West Side? They was like, nah, they don't like this type of food over there. And I got so furious. But I was like, you know what? God told me, it don't be mad at her. It's not for her. The vision's for you. And God gave it to me just like that. And I started the next day. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I'm doing this shit. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We got to do it. And I took all the recipes and just the ingredients and started creating recipes and used some of my favorite things that I would eat in California. I started doing them here, and it started with an egg white sandwich called Slim Shady. And I had avocado, egg white, sauteed mushrooms, and then I found a good sauce, a sriracha mayo on it, and then it had the fiber, it had the protein, it had all the nutritional ingredients. So it was like it became a science, and I was like, boom, this how you. So I then had the power, and I said, I got to share this with my people, and I need to make it like everyday conversation. I need to make it casual. I don't need to make it where, oh, I'm on a diet, or my doctor told me, I got cancer and I got to eat. I can only eat this, that, and the third. It need to become every day. And when we unlock that, I knew that we really unlocking true freedom, true wealth, because your health is your wealth. And I started thinking like long-term, big picture, so we can really, really change what it is what the overall goal is, you know what I'm saying? And the trajectory, we don't got to be the first people to die. Black people don't always got to be the first to die. Southerners, we don't got to be victim to them hereditary things that we think run in our family, but really the hereditary thing is the food that we pass down, them recipes we pass down. Big mama them. Another thing.
Oh, that's sugar.
Yeah, think about it. White people have grandmothers, Blacks have big mamas. It's a movie series about it if you don't believe me. You know what I'm saying? We got to change that, bro. And so we're the generation to change it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be the generation to where it's normal to be vibrant and healthy at 80 years old and not sitting around waiting to die.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at Samuel Jackson, man. And I'm talking about
man.
James Earl Jones. There's a lot of cats, man. Colin Powell was.
They got to be doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely.
R.I.P. Colin, though.
Yes. So let me ask you this, man. That you started, how did you end up catering for the president?
Yeah, that's relationships. You know what I'm saying?
That was exciting.
That's relationships. People want to see you win when they see you, when they know, your vision has that grace and favor and that anointment, you're doing something for the people. So a few of my guys introduced me to this legendary businessman who's now my mentor. His name is Mac Wilborn. Okay. And Mac is very influential in politics from a supporter from a citizen. You know what I'm saying? So he had he hosted Barack Obama, did a fundraiser at his house, for Barack. He raised $1 million for Barack, 100 people, $10,000 a ticket. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know it was 100 people. I didn't know it was 100 people that had 10,000. I was just playing, but yeah. So they got a chance to come to Mac house and meet Barack and take pictures with him, and you know what I'm saying. And I was like introduced to him to just tell him about what I had going on. But when I came, I asked him. I said, "Hey, this your headquarters, your office?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "How many staff you got?" And he sent me back the number. So when I came to meet him, I didn't come just with my hand out. I bought my food. I catered for his whole team, his whole office staff, and we did it right before lunch. So it was
a surprise.
It was a surprise.
That's
dope.
And
so I made an impression.
A healthy surprise.
A healthy surprise. And he was like eating that same sandwich I just told you about. He was like, he said, "It's good." And he asked his little one of his people, his trusted people. He's like, "What you think?" And it was like, "This is amazing." And so he was like, called me a couple of days later. He's like, "Hey, do you cater?" I was like, "Yeah, I cater." Mind you, no, I didn't cater. I ain't cater, but I cater now.
Yeah, we can cater.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I called, I know people. I called up some people, told my wife, you know what I'm saying, a few of my good friends, and we just went over there and made it happen. We had the chafing dishes out, and I had, my wife gave me the aesthetics. Hey, you need to put the little cards and type them up, and she had the shit all neat and cute, and it was, and then food was. I knew the food would be good. I just had I never knew how to present, so I had to learn on the job. I always tell people I jumped in a plane and said, "Let me figure out how to fly." You know what I'm saying? And so, but I like if you put your mind to anything, you can do it. And if you do it like you wanna, like ET say, you gotta wanna win like you wanna breathe.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you're gonna find a way to win. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that has been. So when Mac asked me to do that, I didn't know who I was catering for. He just told me he had a fundraiser. And when we got there, it was all the Secret Service information going on, detail, like, oh, let me get everybody ID, running credit check, like credit background checks, you know what I'm saying? They want to know who is in the building. Yeah. And I'm like, something going on. And lo and behold, Biden come upstairs. And I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And it was just, that was before I got a food truck, before I got a restaurant, anything. So this is funny, because Tip was there, Tip came, but some kind of way, when he finished talking, he went downstairs, and Mac said, "Come with me, go downstairs." He done converted this area in his house
to kitchen.
No, we already did all that upstairs. Okay. We go downstairs, it's like a photo booth, and he had a professional doing the pictures. So it was only like 4 or 5 people that got to take a picture with Joe Biden, and me and my wife was 2 of them. So it was dope. Oh, and my homegirl, I got her. I told her, I was like, "Come on," and she was like,
"We know what black folks is like. Come on,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?" And she, Reagan, and she was like, "It's always been my dream to do a fist bump with you, Uncle Joe." And they got a picture fist bumping. It was crazy, but it's like it's one of them things where the fruit is on the limb. You get a vision, you got to go for it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still chasing that vision, and I want that vision to be in every underserved community in America. You know what I'm saying? I see that because I know the food deserts aren't just an Atlanta problem. Food deserts are an American problem. The same streets that love to talk about, that love Jeezy music, are the same streets that I need to have a local green in. You know what I'm saying? And so I look at it strategically like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're going. So yeah, man.
So the name of the city will change. You'll
every
do a
city.
Local green, Dallas local green.
My next city is Orlando. We opening in Orlando this spring.
Local green Orlando. Okay, for sure. We out there often too. So I got some people. I got a good team of people who are seeing.
Oh yeah.
Let me know about that grand finale. Grand opening.
It's not the grand finale. It's
grand opening. My bad. I'm thinking about another event.
And where can we find Local Green here?
Local Green Atlanta is in Vine City, in the historic Vine City over on Joseph E. Lowry.
Okay.
Yeah, on the Joseph E. Lowry and Martin Luther King block, where the AU Center is,
Okay.
Yeah, and we opening another location in South Downtown in February. We got a couple of things we've been kind of just really hoping by the time this come out, you know what I'm saying, it'll definitely we'll have some hard dates, but yeah, it's expansion time. It's time to grow and scale. But I just took this time, we opened 2019. COVID hit 2020.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, so
we still was shopping with you, man. Y'all on Grubhub, on Postmates.
Yes,
we still shopping.
Uber Eats, the whole
Uber
nine.
Eats, yeah. We still shopping with you.
And what I did though, I had to pivot, and I really worked on my systems. You know what I'm saying? Just so, because you want to scale. The reason I can be here during lunch hour doing this is because you get your systems down. So you train your staff. They're set up for success. And people get the exact recipe that you left. You know what I'm saying? You want that every time.
Yes.
You want that consistency.
Don't have me good sometimes, and sometimes it's just like,
it's only good when shout it there.
Or a certain cook in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If he not there, you
want it.
Yeah, you come in. That change how you order, right?
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I love about Gotti, man. Speaking of black restaurants, man, Privé. Every time I go in there, Miss Mims, that
honey.
team, that all her staff, they treat you just like Miss Mims.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he Gotti was smart to go get somebody from Houston's, an establishment that's been around 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? And I think how long? 7, 8?
Yeah, he been around
9.
long. He had his little
Almost
closing period too, but they open right back up and start back on.
Oh yeah.
And that's a huge market. You know what I'm saying? For
Food.
Food is everybody gotta eat.
Gotta eat.
And black owned, you can eat black owned and eat good. You know what I'm saying? But people are now not trying to just be mom and pops no more. You know what I'm saying? It's time. That's why I want to be one of the first startups, to really scale and grow like that. Like the success you see Pinky
Chick-fil-A.
having with Slutty Vegan.
Oh yeah,
right.
I love Slutty Vegan.
Right.
Yep.
You see that success she's having, but you realize it's happening in Atlanta, right? Atlanta is a special place to kick anything off.
Yep.
The same way we saw the same way I saw Andre 3000 and Big Boy in high school in the hallways at Tri-Cities.
Yeah.
And they went on to be the biggest rap group ever, right? The same way I saw Candy, you know what I'm saying? And we in my 9th grade class, and and Tamika Scott was one of my little 9th grade girlfriends, and I saw them just on TV on world tours, and now I see them being legends, right? Their music standing the test of time.
Of
That whatever that experience, that service, that food offering, whatever that is, that if you like it and you can create that experience, then you have the business savvy and the resources to scale and grow that. Then or even if your vision is not to scale and grow, you might just want to build one very successful store doing $4 or $5 million a year.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? That's an option too. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing is, once people applying their hustle to a market that everybody has to do 2-3 times a day, and that's eat, right? And people in Atlanta, we ain't in the kitchen just cooking no more. Not like that.
It's needed too, cause like when we was coming up, man, we had spots like Justin's and JD's. What was Jermaine Dupri's spot called?
Yeah, JD's. Something like that. Yeah,
I forget the name of it. And Gladys Knights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Chicken and waffles. So it's like, man, now that we got even a breakfast at Barney's, man. We got a local green in Atlanta, man. We got a lot of spots now. There's great food, great hospitality and service. Man.
Yeah. And we all feed off each other. Breakfast at Barney, like Puncho saw me when I opened, and we, just my friend, you know what I'm saying? So we came in and we had like strategic talks, and we had like he saw firsthand what I was going through, and so you think about, if you're creating your concept and you know what I'm saying, you seeing that energy and you seeing the way things is moving, that this works. You know that your vision
what
works.
Not to do, what to do.
Exactly.
I'm gonna learn from Big Zak.
Exactly. And I mean, and we all share some of the same people. Some of the consultants that help, the consultant that helped Puncho also helped me with Local Green. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we help each other in certain capacities. You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
And that's needed so much in the Black community to me. It's like we didn't used to do that. You
Right,
know,
right.
everything was a secret. I don't want to
Yeah.
share my people. But, you
Nah.
know, other people, other races and stuff, that's what they do. They build their
Exactly.
communities off each other.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why they
Right.
so successful as a whole.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that
And-
y'all doing stuff
And
like
we got to
that.
keep doing it. We got to keep going. Right
Yes.
now, I got black hospitality people in. My consultants are black usually. You know what I'm saying? Well, not even usually, but you know what I'm saying? I can say that right now. To date, all my consultants have been black. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so, you know, when I'm getting grants and I'm getting, because here's the deal, you know, to really operate a business, you gotta come out of being the everything to the business. You don't have a investable business until you have a framework, right? And once you get the framework, then you can run your business consistently. You know what I'm saying? So when you talking about getting money, you know, it would really help you to just have one administrative person that all they do is go fill out applications for grants and funding. You know what I'm saying? It's just think about it. They're gonna make you so much money, right? My wife during COVID, she went and found her 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? Doing that just to help us.
Administration and the
Yeah.
no-so.
Right. You know
Hey,
what I'm
this
saying?
is available. This is available money that has to
Right.
get spent.
Exactly.
And people just have to tap into it.
To build your business. And guess what I did? I took that and I went to another black-owned business. Shout out Connie S. Falls. Connie does she's big on systems and building SOPs, which is standard operating procedures for businesses. So I'm able to now pay Connie S. Falls her very handsome price and very valuable ticket very valuable asset for your business. If you don't have SOPs, you have no business, right? And so, you know, and then I'm able to hire other consultants to help me build out the digital piece so that we understand the food costs. We understand we can do inventory through digital by putting everything into, because it ain't sheet to shelf no more. You know what I'm saying? Like some people still are, but this is not scalable. So if I'm gonna be able to run my spot from a laptop, I need to be able to see it. You know what I'm saying? And this has to be digital. You have to be able to sync things up and let things talk to each other. You need a good account. You need a good bookkeeper. You need a bookkeeper, and then you need a CPA. And eventually, you know, hopefully in your CPA you find a CFO. You know what I'm saying? So then your finances are strategic and you're making decisions based off of your finances and what your revenue goals are and things like that. So these are the things strategically that we got to get out of the business so we can work on the business. And that's why I am right now. And I've been taking my time and building it out and understanding it. So that's why we got the Ghost Kitchen. So when you ordering online, I wanted to understand what that experience is like. So I opened a Ghost Kitchen on How Mill. And people order, local grain, they ordering from Uber, they ordering from all these third parties, Black Mobile, and they ordering from these parties, and they're not knowing where it's coming from. They think it's coming from the restaurant, but it's coming from my Ghost Kitchen. You know what I'm saying? When black people are in great positions at big Fortune 500 companies, they're now looking to spend those catering budgets, some of them catering budgets, they're committing it to small black businesses. So we got the food truck, and the food truck isn't just one person answering the phone. We got a whole team. We got a catering coordinator. We got a catering manager. We have a director of catering, and what they do, and it's a process and getting that in. So Zach ain't got to be sitting up here sending them back the license, sending them back the things they need. I can be out here promoting, doing what I'm doing right now, touching bases with my people and spreading the word for the vision, but it's still running. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a long journey, you know, that you got to get to. And these are the things we got to share with each other so that we can then survive and thrive in our businesses and not get burnt out.
And implement. You can't just listen and not implement.
Yes,
Take heed.
absolutely.
Take it in.
Absolutely, man. And that part right there, man, if I can't tell people nothing else, man, you know, you gotta have them pieces in place, you know, especially the operations and the finance, because you get in trouble, not pay your taxes, your ass in trouble. They coming for you. That's a department you don't want to play with. You know what I'm saying? You don't play with the IRS. You know what I'm saying? You don't play with they're 8.9% that we pay in Georgia. That's their money that you're collecting for them. And you're responsible for paying them every 30 days. You know what I'm saying? You can do it quarterly,
Yeah,
but I would advise you to do
pay
it
it on time because it's a
Yeah.
guess what? It's a penalty
Yeah.
for not paying it on time. And then when you
Absolutely.
get 2 months, 3 months, 4
Yeah.
months, you look back, you already you really might have owed $8,000. $8,000 turned into 12. You know what I mean? That's $3,000 gone that you could have used in marketing.
Yeah,
or
get their money out your hand. If because you think about 8.9%, and you doing $500,000 a year, right? Or you doing $1 million a year, right? So you just say you got a great concept. You do $1 million a year. You know, 8.9 of that,
$89,000.
$90,000 that you owe them, and your response. They're not gonna come. You know, they're not gonna take it from you. It's not gonna go. The bank is not gonna send them that money.
Automatically, you gotta.
You're responsible for that.
Yeah.
So you have to have your books in order and not just be in chaos, so that you can then run your business properly and make sure you're not using that money to pay vendors and staff and inventory and everything else, because it's gonna eat it up, and then the margins are really small. So the only people that win are people that understand the business and looking at the line items and really keeping it going and finding the leaks and plugging them. You know what I'm saying? And that's and pricing their menu right, and you know what I'm saying, things like that. So that's what's consumed me since I stepped outside of music. It's really been making sure I do this right. You know what I'm saying? I really want to do this shit right. And then I can just be in that space where I can, you know what I'm saying, like go pull up on Drumma.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Be like, let me just, I'm pulling up 2-3 days this week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get lucky because I know the formula.
Yeah.
I just gotta be there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so that's been my plan. So that's been my grown man plan in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And I would say this: I did everything in music for myself. It was for self-glorification. This is the first thing I did for the people, for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And that's why God blessing me.
Service, yeah.
Yes, it's because I'm at a place of service. You know what I'm saying? And I'm servicing the community, and I'm bound to it. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
it's like that, and that's the gift that keep giving. You know.
You ain't feeding them no bullshit. Goddamn, you feeding them
I'm gonna go
some
try.
good
I need
quality.
to try local green.
Man,
I
come
gotta
on,
try it.
man.
Yeah, it's like
That
that.
salmon Philly, boy.
Oh, wait a minute now.
It's number one in the city.
I got to get me a salmon Philly.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And guess what I called it? The Rapper's Delight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything tied into the culture though. You know what I'm saying? All the names, cell therapy.
Yeah.
Feeding your cells healthy food, cell therapy. Goody Mob, cell therapy. You know what I'm saying? 3 stacks cauliflower tacos. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I'm putting the culture into the food so people can relate to it. You know what I'm saying?
What you say, the fruits, juice fruit?
With the smoothie.
The fruit juice? What you said, the juice, what the fruit? The pool is like pool
Oh,
chicken?
you talking about the jackfruit? That's the
Jackfruit.
Bubba, right? That right there, I named it Bubba Sparks, right? But it's pulled it's barbecued jackfruit, right? And so it took jackfruit, which if you Google jackfruit, it grows up to 100 pounds, right? It's huge, right? It's like in the pineapple family, right? But it has fleshy qualities, right? So you pull it, it pulls apart like pulled chicken, right? So vegans take meat and they substitute meat for something healthy, and then you put the same flavors. And so it's really food. Your food experience is about taste and texture. Once you understand them two, you figure out the texture. That's why jackfruit is a good meat substitute, but it's vegan. It's a plant. And then you put the flavor into it. So we cook it into the exact same flavor of what we would get with a pulled pork sandwich or a pulled chicken sandwich.
Oh, wow.
So you don't sacrifice the flavor for, you know what I'm saying? You don't sacrifice the flavor for the health. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You actually eating healthy still, and it's sustainable. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I give up eating chicken or pork, you know what I'm saying, that I know they're not doing them animals right. You know what I'm saying? I know how they producing them animals in them dark ass warehouse farms. You know what I'm saying? These chicken, they pumping them up with steroids, and the pigs just ain't, that's just not what we need to be eating. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially not every day and thinking it's okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what our culture gave us. So these are the alternatives. And if we put it out there, and we expose people to it. Them kids from Washington High, every time I see them walking by, they looking in the window, hey man, go in there and try to, just get some fries and lemonade on me. You know what I'm saying? Just to expose them to us when they walking by, they like, boy, that spot buzzing. But my fries are air fried. I don't even have a deep fryer in there. You know what I'm saying? So air fried fries, kid from Washington High, where from that community, it's not a lot of money over there. You're not gonna see that. You're not gonna see nobody thinking about that. But we smart now. We live in an information area, so the narrative has to change. If somebody was doing that when we were young, that we related to, we would have paid attention.
Right.
But the only people that was eating healthy when we were young were like 5%ers. So they had like dreads and wearing African garb, and we just didn't feel a part of that. We respected it, but we didn't feel a part of that. Excuse me. So so that's what I'm trying to do now. That's what translation I'm trying to bridge. I'm trying to bring, because I know it's gonna prolong people's lives. It's gonna change their kids' lives, and it's gonna help prolong their parents' lives, because at some point, they say you're a baby twice, right? You're adult once, baby twice. At some point, we gotta take care of our parents, and we gotta talk to them different. So we're doing Thanksgiving. Somebody gotta make a stand. It's like, I ain't eating that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't eat that.
Yeah.
We couldn't say that when we were young. Boy, you better eat that shit.
Eat that.
What kind of turkey? Not even turkey, but what kind of Thanksgiving meals or dishes would have y'all put together? Do you have a Thanksgiving meal?
Well, that's one of the things we're trying to do now is develop that. But it just on a personal level, because everything I do in the business start in my house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to test market it with my kids, because I look at it like I'm selling to myself. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things like that we do for substitution, like I still do turkey on Thanksgiving. That's but I do a whole lot of vegan options, like roasted cauliflower. We do my wife do this cauliflower risotto. This shit's so good, man. Or cauliflower mashed potato. So instead of doing cauliflower mash, I should say, not mashed potato, but a cauliflower mash. So instead of eating the potato, all the starches, you know what I'm saying? You get that. We do a vegan mac and cheese. So you ain't eating all that dairy, because dairy produces mucus in the body. Mucus, is a great place for a disease, and that's where they flourish and thrive in a mucus environment. So you want to get away from, you want to remove the negatives, the things that keep you heavy, the things that keep you sick, and replace it with a positive. But you can't do that. You can't. God didn't give us nothing. God didn't give us nothing that's gonna hurt us. You know what I'm saying? So like dairy wasn't for us. Dairy was for a 400-pound animal to make it 60-pound animal baby, a 400-pound animal. We went in there, got the, yanking and drinking the milk and doing all that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why we wonder why we gain so much weight. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's not for us. It's not for our bodies. That's why almond milk and oat milk and all that. So the dairy and staying away from that, and then taking your favorite things and then creating great substitutes for it. You know what I'm saying? And just knowing how to balance it. And that way you ain't all sluggish. You ain't got that itis. And when you're watching the turkey bowl or the game that night, you know what I'm saying? You can actually be up, you know what I'm saying? Be bouncing around. Yeah. So it's just taking the things that we ain't supposed to have, and finding something else that tastes great, is just amazing. And then you bring that to the table, and you bring that for everybody. And that's how we lead. I feel like that's my mark on this. This is my stamp. I want to be a part of the people that helps you figure that out. You know what I'm saying? For all families. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah. But I appreciate y'all letting me come in here and run my mouth, man. Talk about myself, brag a little bit.
Man, you got me thinking about vegan spaghetti and all kind of.
There we go.
I gotta definitely try it. I'm definitely gonna try it.
We get the meat substitute. Take that pork out of there.
Vegan spaghetti. I need a vegan lasagna.
Yeah, exactly. And
give them your Instagram. How can people follow you?
Yeah, my IG Big Zak, BIGZAK Wallace, and then my Instagram for the business is Local Green Atlanta. Okay.
Already. Y'all go
Love.
follow, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Any
go
last
check
piece of
'em
advice
out.
you gave, all the gems, all the advice,
Yes.
any
You
game
ain't
you would
learned nothing
give
from this interview. I don't know what you was doing.
to these upcoming kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying
Hey.
to figure it out whether they songwrite, whether they become restaurant owners. What type of advice would you leave on them?
You know, I just tell people start with the end in mind, and think about what it is you really want out of life. You know what I'm saying? Think about the big picture. Don't, think about whatever your choices are, whatever decisions you're gonna make. Don't just look at the highlight. Look at the Weather Channel too, because you know that person you see that you idolizing or that you want to emulate, you might not be built for what they went through, and your outcome might not be the same. So you need to carve your own lane, and let God give you the vision. Don't try to do it yourself. Jump out there and just you're gonna waste a lot of time, a lot of valuable energy that you could have applied to your real purpose. Just be more intentional about what it is you're chasing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You're gonna see a whole lot of snapshots of people's lives that is gonna influence and shape what you feel like you should be doing. But if you really stay down and and really stay to something real, it's gonna help you, because it's gonna help you find yourself and find your purpose, what it is you got to offer the world. You know what I'm saying? And just remember this, it's only one you. Everybody else is taken. You know what I'm saying? So God made you unique. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Find that and give that to the world. That's your gift, and you will be rewarded for your gifts. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
No doubt.
For sure.
We gotta get his wife some of that F1 cosmetics, man.
Yes, I gotta get her some of my skincare line.
Oh, okay. No doubt. No
Yes, I put
doubt.
my all into it, so
Yeah, that's what's
I
up.
gotta get that
F1.
to y'all.
All right. No
F1.
doubt. No doubt.
Absolutely. Already, man. And like that, we gone beauty and the beats.
Love.